Welcome back to the MLG Play 5K series powered by GAEMS. We're going to our next matchup. It's going to be FaZe versus SoaR Gaming. Strike Zone Domination will be map number 1. Optic Revenant, Golden Man, FTL on the mic for you guys all afternoon. And I want to start with the FaZe boys here, and specifically I'm going to look at their new boy, Classic. So a lot of people might not recognize his name, but he was a top player in Modern Warfare 2, and now he's returning back to the pro scene, and I like his decision already. Throwing down that trophy system on A, doesn't have to worry about any quick grenades going his way, and he should be able to capture that with no problem.
So I have to ask you, Rev, how effective are the trophies this time around in comparison to Black Ops 2?
I mean, you know, they do the same thing. They destroy grenades that are thrown at you. They do take a bit more time to place down. And, of course, you know, a lot of people would say, well, I'd rather have, you know, maybe an extra perk as opposed to a trophy system. But if the other team is throwing a lot of grenades at you, if they're stacking nades, then, yeah, you got to get those trophy systems out, especially in Domination. I mean, it's a good choice, you know. Well, look at it this way. So both Pack Resist and the Blast Shield, both 2 points each for your perks. But if you throw down a trophy system, that's only 1 point, and it does the same thing.
Very true. That actually makes a lot of sense there. So we'll see, you know, if that plays out really well for Huddle and excuse me, for Classic, who was the one we saw actually use that trophy system. But yeah, so it seems as if B and C are going to be the point of interest here for SoaR. Player on SoaR, by the way, that I really want to highlight when we get the chance to is Wheats, because he is just a beast. And this seriously just doesn't get enough credit. 4 players down, by the way, for FaZe. As seems like SoaR is going to be able to wrap this one around. They get 4 down yet again. Spacely moving in, trying to make a stop happen. They do manage to prevent A, but my goodness, just the damage right now. They're currently going to be up by 16 points here, Revan, and it's just going to continue to build up.
Man, Methods shot 6 bullets, picked up 3 kills there on the spawn trap, but FaZe, they were able to at least stabilize and capture their home flag, so they're going to stop the bleeding for the time being. Replay's getting cleaned up, and it looks like that's an even trade, but now FaZe, they're going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to start winning some of these gunfights and say, hey, are we going to go for B or are we going to go for C? And it looks like B is going to be their choice here as they cap B, but Spacely, looks like he was maybe heading towards that C flag as they're losing it. He backs up, gets taken out from the outside, so FaZe, they got to be careful here. We've seen how deadly this B spawn trap could be.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what SoaR is going to be going for. I mean, FaZe just, you know, they don't seem to be able to make any moves or be able to make any moves over to C. And I like what I'm seeing. I also want to see where the limits are of, you know, being able to trap him inside of B. Can you get inside of that kitchen room and be able to just force him in there, or do you have to wait outside? You know,
I wouldn't even try to force it. I wouldn't even, like,
really, you wouldn't try and get in there and try and see if you had the option presented to you. You wouldn't get inside of the kitchen and try and catch them off guard, because of course you think that they're gonna, you know, wait for you at the doorway. But what if you're waiting as soon as you turn around that corner?
It's so much easier if you just let them try to exit. I mean, if you're talking about the hallway, well, it's a pretty narrow area of the map, especially if they're exiting through the door. All you gotta do is head glitch the middle stairs, and there's not much they can do. The back door here at the A stairs, all you gotta do is sit near the hut, so you could lock that down, and then B closet, you just head glitch the C stairs, and that's really the setup you want to get going.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I agree 100%. I'm just saying, like, in regards to mixing it up, you know what I mean, and trying to just, like, again though, that trap is pretty brutal. You know, if you can, like you said before, with the positionings that you have, the certain head glitches and angles that you'll be able to get, I mean, it is vicious, but you know, just food for thought, Revan. That's what I'm trying to do here, baby girl.
I mean, in the audio comes down to, if you're gonna go for this AC setup, you absolutely have to get, you know, 3, 4 down to get your setup properly executed, right? You can't just go in there with everybody alive, otherwise, you know, they're gonna be able to push out 4 members to one side of the map. So you might get overpowered in that regard. But SoaR, they're in a commanding position right now. They're up by, what is it, 24 points, which is a pretty good lead, especially considering that we only play 5-minute sides. I want to pop up the scoreboard here and see what's going on. You see Wheats, the new guy for SoaR, 14-5, so already he's making an impact on this team.
Yeah, just a big pickup there for them. I mean, and
the Predator.
When you pair him up with, you know, a player like Saint, who is an amazing Slayer, then you also have Methods, who's probably one of the, you know, most not I would say, least talked about players in this squad here, yet just is so talented. And then Heist, who's also been playing so well Black Ops 2 in this game. Honestly, I really, really like this crew. And they're showing right now that they are a force to be reckoned with. I even saw them on Twitter just a little while ago saying that SoaR is going to make a lot of noise in Columbus. I don't know how you feel about that, Raven, but I could definitely see it happening.
Me too. I mean, you look at this roster, they're all very talented players. I mean, Method's so young. Heist is really the definition of raw talent when you look at his playstyle. He can make some unbelievable plays at times, and then Saint, he's been around forever. He's good at, he's like, you could kind of compare him to Crim6, where he's a multi-game, top player. He's played Halo. He's played a bunch of other FPS.
Is that Saint? Brian Saint?
Yeah, Brian Saint.
Oh, and if that's the case, then I definitely love this team.
Yeah, and then you got Wheats. He's just the human predator, right?
Because I thought that was Saint.
Oh, no, he's on Unite.
Ah, okay. Man, the Saint thing just always throws me off.
There's a Saints, and then there's a Saint.
Because they drop Saint, and then they picked up Saint, but then Saint, and Saint. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, so SoaR, yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of this game because, again, you talked about, Saint. He is, just to talk about him, one of the players that when it comes down to first tournaments, when it comes down to like a breakout event, he's the guy who's more than likely going to win that event. He has a history of winning the first events, like a history of doing so. Again, though, Columbus is a much different beast in comparison to what he's won in the past. So that's something that you got to think about as well.
Yeah, also keep in mind he played with Optic Gaming for the Halo 4 MLG event. So, he's competed on multiple FPS games. Definitely has a lot of experience under his belt. But let's get the second side started. I kind of forgot how much SoaR won by, but it was a good amount. It was like 20, 24, 25 points, something around that area. So FaZe, not FaZe, yeah, FaZe. Okay, I'm looking at Heist. I'm like, Heist is on SoaR, but they're going up against FaZe. FaZe have to win by, at least 30 points if they want to win this map.
Yeah, well, we'll see if FaZe is going to be able to do that here. Weetzo making his way right inside of the cafe, going to be actually get dropped on that one. Not much to really come out of that, but he is able to apply a decent amount of pressure. You can see here the C cap. It seems like it is going to happen. It will have support up top of the bridge from Methods. C will be theirs, but A is being flipped. And I wonder, and they are able to stop it, so that's great for them. Can they start this trap here on B? It seems like they certainly are going to be in a position to do so.
Methods gets picked off middle stairs, so that just opens up more of the map. Heist able to defend A, and that's 3 down right now for FaZe. SoaR, they're going to be able to get a good setup going, and it's going to be really tough for FaZe to push out, and Heist just turned on Classic. Oh my lord.
Heist is a
That's
beast.
nasty.
I mean, honestly, there's nothing much more that can be said about this kid. He is just so talented. Like you said, raw talent, which is the scariest of them all. But Classic does manage to take on Heist. Classic picking up a double on that one. Seems like he is going to go and get B. So let's see what Classic can do here.
I actually want to look at Wheats.
Yeah, Wheats. So why not? I mean, the dude's a beast. He's currently right now sitting at 1-3, but in that last game, he was I would say one of the main reasons why they were able to come back or able to maintain such a dominant lead. He had such great slaying power on, I believe it was lingering over by C, and then just able to push around whatever he wanted. So, although he does get fooled by a player, that always sucks.
Yeah, shooting some dead bodies will pick up any kills, but he gets taken out by Classic, and right now it's a tie game in the second half, but SoaR, they have a good lead. They have a good amount of time to work with as well before they're really going to be pressed to capture that second flag. But you see Methods and Heist are going to be working the A flag now. A great thing to do when you're trying to capture A and the other team is holding AC, and they're also setting up outside, is if you just throw a smoke grenade out towards the boxes and just smoke up their line of sight towards the A flag, that forces them to come out of position, and it gives you more of a fighting chance to capture that flag. So I'm waiting for somebody from SoaR to take out that smoke grenade and just smoke up this archway here. There's going to be somebody outside over near the ammo crates, but they won't be able to kill you unless they have a thermal sight on.
Yeah, so of course, the attachments and all the things that you choose, one of the many reasons why competitive Call of Duty is great, because, you can really mix and match and change things up, and it's the players, you see a lot of innovation. One player that comes to my mind is, one that we actually were watching a little while ago with Vanquish and Fizzer. He is like one of those players that was like such an innovative player, just trying out new things, trying out things that caught players off guard. That became the norm in Black Ops 2, and you're starting to see a little bit of that here in Ghost as well. But it goes without saying that SoaR right now going for that AC cap one more time. They might be able to make this one happen. They just need eyes over by A.
And here's the Methods. He's got that line of sight on A, finds Huddle, but looking around for some more players. And he's in a very good position right now. He's got a lot of cover to work with, especially since the lean feature, it's allowed in this tournament. Very tough to regulate online, so we had to allow it. So he could just lean right over the ammo crate, an even better line of sight, even utilize this cover. But he's finally taken out, but right now, FaZe, they're only up by 8 points. They're down by around maybe 17, 18 overall. So they still have a ways to go. And time's starting to wind down, Golden Boy. Only a minute 10 remaining on the clock.
Yeah, when you talk about the deficit that happened in that last game, I mean, or the last round, I should say, it's going to be a little difficult here for FaZe to be able to catch up. Now, with SoaR being able to make their way right back over to A, they are going to get the triple cap, although C is going to be contested still. You have to say the damage has been done at this point. Unless they get a triple cap and hold it, which even then, I don't know if that's going to help them out all that much. This is pretty much GG here for FaZe.
It could be. I mean, right now, they have no income of points. They're now capturing the C flag, but SoaR, they're able to retake control of the B flag. They have more flags in control. So if FaZe were able to 3-cap right now, it's 5 opportunities to score. So that would be, what, 5 times 3, 15 points to their favor. Not enough for them to take this map. SoaR are going to take map number 1. Keep in mind, this is a best-of-3 series, I believe, and the winner will go on to the semifinals where Vanquish, they're already in one of the semifinal matches. I'm not sure if the winner of this will play them, but we can get an update on the bracket at any time. But winner of this goes to the semifinals, and that will be a best-of-5 series, but best-of-3. SoaR taking map number 1. Good stuff from them.
And there you have it, SoaR looking strong in this first game. Really just showing that they are a force to be reckoned with going into Columbus with this domination strike zone matchup. Good stuff out of SoaR.
Yeah, Methods 15 and 7, but Saint, he also had 5 captures to his name. Wheats, even though he finished 5 and 12, he did big things on the first half, which allowed SoaR to jump out to such a huge lead. But FaZe, they're leaving. They're going to go take their host for the next map. It's going to be Search and Destroy. And a must-win map for FaZe if they want to keep their hopes in this tournament alive. And this is a huge matchup for both teams, as they're both looking to get that championship bracket seed. So winning this tournament would definitely help them if, just earning that seed. It's so important that, well, it's not like that important, but it'd be nice to skip out of that open bracket. We know how deadly it could be.
For sure. Open bracket's brutal, man. We talk about it all the time, so it's not easy. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to game 2 between these two teams, though, Rev.
Yeah, so FaZe, they're going to go take their host. We're going to commercial break, and when we come back, Search and Destroy, we're going to find out if SoaR can eliminate FaZe from the 5K tournament right after this.